What is up, Pats Nation? It is Patriots Global back here with another video, and in today's video, we are going to be talking about someone that I think a lot of us Patriots fans are very glad to have back, and that's Jamie Collins. As we all know, the Patriots this offseason have re-signed former Patriot linebacker Jamie Collins. He was a guy that had some issues with the Patriots, but what ultimately was a star with them, but then got traded to the Browns because of the issues he was having. And then he got released by the Browns because he was not the player that he was with New England. And then New England got him back this offseason, basically just re-signing him for nothing. If you do want to know more about this whole topic and the re-signing, I will leave a link to the video where I talk about the signing. I go a lot more in depth than I just did, so link to that in the description box below if you want to watch this after you watch this video. But Jamie Collins is reportedly becoming a key factor in this Patriots defense. Now, from what we have seen in the little bit of OTAs that has been open to media, but more specifically in the 2 days we have seen in minicamp, which, if you do not know, are open to the media, Jamie Collins has been with the starting team. He hasn't been with the second string or the third strings. And if you watch my video on the Jamie Collins signing, which, again, if you want to watch that, link in the description below, but I said that I'm very curious to see what the Patriots do with Jamie Collins, because where he is starting, where he is playing on the team is going to be a very big factor on what the Patriots see in him and basically his outlook with the Patriots, whether he makes the roster or not, because with the contract he got, just the 1-year deal worth pretty much nothing, he's not a roster lock. But he is, again, with the starters, with guys like Kyle Van Noy and Dante Hightower, mainly what he is doing is blitzing. He's doing a lot of that, but he is also playing that classic linebacker and staying back into coverage. But with that being said, he obviously had to take somebody's place with the starters, and that actually is a Landon Roberts, believe it or not. A Landon Roberts, it's not that the Patriots don't want a Landon Roberts necessarily, but a Landon Roberts reportedly, from what media has seen, has gotten bumped down to playing more so now with the second string players. And obviously that is nothing that was super unexpected. We all knew that with Jamie Collins, and there was going to be some type of battle within the linebacker group, and that ultimately ended up being a Landon Roberts and Jamie Collins. And from what it looks like, Jamie Collins is getting that boot up, which to me isn't all that surprising. But from what it is looking like, it seems like the all-pro linebacker could play a much bigger role in the defense than previously expected. And that's really because of what we are seeing on the field. According to reporters, Jamie Collins stood out a couple of times, actually. They say that his long arms made the quarterback alter a few throws, leading to incompletions. And that's what I really like about Jamie Collins, is that he's really able to do a lot as a linebacker, especially in the passing game, which I think the Patriots really need in a linebacker. But not only is this good for just him specifically, Jamie Collins is this type of linebacker where he helps a lot of the other guys, whether that's him getting an interception himself or whether that's him batting the pass down in order for other guys to get off the deflection to make the interception. That's something that is really great about Jamie Collins and why I feel that we could see an uprise in team interceptions. Today in camp, he actually had a pass deflection, and then he was also very, very close to having an interception. Now, if you look at his stats, and I really went more in depth with his stats in my Jamie Collins signing video, but he's a guy that is good with interceptions. He has at least one a season, but there's been a lot of instances where he has had more than one a season. But what is really good about Jamie Collins, again, is that he's very versatile and he is a freak athlete with freakish physical and athletic abilities. And he's going to really bring that to the team. Again, he's really, really good with Hightower, really good with Gerard Mayo. Those really were his teammates a while back. So he has a very good connection with them, and that is obviously showing. Again, when he went with the Browns, he was not the guy that he was with the Patriots. Again, the Browns signing him to that 4-year, $50 million deal obviously was not the move for them by the end, as he wasn't even a starter for the Browns. But him coming to the Patriots and the little bit we've seen from minicamp, he is looking like the old Jamie Collins. Now, of course, we don't want to jump on this boat way too much because it is just minicamp. We still have to get to training camp, and then we have to see how he does with the team. But obviously, if he is playing with the starters and he is having this type of improvement, then obviously there's something to be said about Jamie Collins, and he's going to help tremendously in rushing the passer, setting the edge, in order to be able to blitz in the gaps that the defensive linemen are giving him, but also being able to play a coverage style linebacker and doing it at a good rate. I mean, if you look at who the Patriots have now, Hightower can do it. He is a little bit slower than Jamie Collins, so there has been some issues with that. Landon Roberts is not a coverage linebacker whatsoever. He's more of a run stopper. So when you're looking at that aspect of it, it is definitely a big improvement. But then you have Jawan Bentley and Kyle Van Noy, who have proven to have the potential to also be able to do so. So really, the Patriots are getting an upgrade at everything with Jamie Collins. But that is it for today's video. What are your guys' thoughts on Jamie Collins being a standout and looking like the old Jamie Collins? Let me know in the comments below. Also, make sure you guys like and subscribe. It helps me, the channel, and even you guys out very, very, very much. Make sure you guys share this video with everybody who knows when to go to the Patriots Global family. And other than that, I will catch you guys in another video.